all of this is there. So I need to print out all of this, put it in an envelope, and then courier it to somebody.
Yes.
2 to 2.5 months. I think that is where it all breaks down.
Yes.
It's such a long process, and you can't apply without it. If it's going to take that long and you go wrong in the process, God forbid, you're going to miss your intake for sure. APS, and then we'll finally show the APS certificate.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
We're recording both. Introduce to you as Riya Vohra.
ठीक है.
Hi everyone, welcome to Study Abroad with Piyush, and I'm Piyush Bhartiya, your study abroad coach. Today we have Riya ma'am with us, and she is an expert in Germany and especially working with students who are looking for masters in Germany in the best public universities. बट यार अभी तक तो ये प्रोसेस काफी सिंपल था, ऐसा बहुत ज्यादा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड नहीं होता था. बट इन द लास्ट 6 months जो ये APS प्रोसेस आया है, इससे बहुत चीजें कॉम्प्लिकेट हो गई हैं, बच्चे बड़े कंफ्यूज हैं, एंड इट इज क्रिएटेड लॉट ऑफ हैवोक. So today we are going to talk with Riya ma'am about, how can you get your APS certificate and how to go through the APS process in a step-by-step guided manner. Can you just tell us a little bit about, why this APS process was introduced? What is the purpose? And just give a background on it.
So APS is basically a document which evaluates your the student's academic background. So his 10th, 12th and bachelor's would be evaluated. And then they issue you a certificate which is mandatory to be used in the application as well as in the visa process.
So both in the university
Yes.
application as well as in the visa application.
Correct. And considering the fact that why it was taken out, so there have been instances before where people used to forge their mark sheets and they used to put it across to the embassy and then they get their visas granted.
यार ऐसा मत करा करो. देखो आप लोग, कुछ लोग हैं जो some bad apples पूरे उसको खराब कर देते हैं, and because of that everyone now has to go through this tedious process of APS.
Yes.
तो यार प्लीज आपसे विनती करता हूँ, do not create any fraudulent documents. प्रोसेस है, फॉलो करो, हो जाएगा. सो APS प्रोसेस हमारे को एप्लीकेशन के लिए भी नीडेड है और वीजा के लिए भी नीडेड है. सो हाउ डू आई गो अबाउट starting my APS process?
So to start an APS process, they have given a website wherein you could go and actually
APS
apply.
India basically.
Correct. So
Yeah.
that's apsindia.de. So on which you can go and put in your details, and then they'll ask you to complete the form, and then the student can make the payment and the form.
So it will be great for us to actually go through that.
Yeah.
Along with and our students can actually see it on the screen as well. So it is the Academic Evaluation Center.
Yes.
In Delhi, which is basically which is issuing these APS certificates.
Correct.
And apsindia.de that's the website, and that's their homepage. So a lot of
Correct.
details are there about studying in Germany here,
Yes.
which the students can use.
So we have to go here and apply. Once the student goes here, then the student will be asked to create a username. And
So
then
that's step 1 to 7 is the overall
Yes.
APS application process journey,
Yes.
right?
So once the student creates a unique username, make sure you remember this username and password, because this is something which the student needs to log in again.
Right.
And you need to have a 30 KB of a passport size photograph of yours. PDFs are not acceptable, so just JPG or JPEG is acceptable.
But basically the personal details page will require, your basic factual information.
Right.
Right.
So all of the basic details have to be filled, including your Aadhaar card number and your passport number. Aadhaar card number because you're an Indian citizen, so
Right.
that's mandatory. And after filling your address details, then you're supposed to fill your class 10th and 12th details.
So this is where your step 3, your education
Yes.
details have started.
Correct. So we'll mention the board names. So the board names are also unique for all students. Some students are from ICSE board, so they're going to mention the
ICSE or state boards or whichever
Correct.
state boards they are. So you need to look at your degree certificate, जो भी exactly आपके state board या जो भी board का नाम है, you need to put it there.
Correct. So same goes for 12th. If you have done any diploma, then you can add the details here. And then you'll mention the details about your bachelor's.
So education details 2 is now where we are talking about, your higher education details. So this is your bachelor's, right?
Yes. So there is a column wherein you can also mention if you're still studying in bachelor's. So let's say if a student has not completed his bachelor's, he's still pursuing it, so he can mention here. Now there's one important thing which has to be noted. So recently APS has started verification. So the online verification is being done. So we'll have to make sure the students have a unique portal, like the university portal and their passwords. So if they have that credentials with them, they can add the details in both these columns. Let's say if they don't have it, so they can give any professor's official email ID. So I have...
Where they can, write
Yeah.
to the professor and get a confirmation.
Yes,
right?
because APS office reaches out to them.
So it's important that the email ID should have the official email
Yes,
ID.
the
right? It's
official
like the
one.
letter of recommendation. Same thing needs to be followed.
Correct.
Yeah.
So then if you have already done a master's, you can add the details.
Right. Or any other diploma degree you can add.
Right.
Great.
So we have this step 5 wherein we mention about TESTAS details. So TESTAS is specifically for undergraduate students who wants to actually pursue their undergrad in Germany. This is not for masters or PhD students. So
We can skip that for now then.
yes. Language details, again, if you have given any proficiency exam, you can mention. Some students are there who also have learned German as a language.
Highly recommend it.
Yes, you can mention it, though it's optional. If you want to skip it, you can still skip it. Then we will make the payment. So in APS, there are 2 modes of making the payment. Earlier, APS used to actually accept payments via offline mode also, but they have closed that for time being now. So we recommend students that they make it via the second thing, which is CC Avenue. So it's an online portal of
Right.
APS.
So yeah, I mean, it's an online payment gateway. Normal hai, 18,000 rupees ki APS
Yes.
fee, 18,000 rupees is what you need to pay.
Correct.
And then once you submit this, then your form is complete.
Yes.
तो यार ये तो बहुत ही सिंपल था. तो I mean, what is it the big deal? I mean, I don't know why is everyone so scared and about the whole APS process. Is this where the process is done?
So we still have to send them the documents for the verification. So
Okay.
there's a catch. So we have a specific checklist given on APS's page, like the web page, which we have to follow. The student, whenever they are making the payment via CC Avenue, make sure you guys take the screenshot of that payment, because that fee transfer receipt has to be sent to the APS office. So this is the checklist which you can adhere to. When you go back on the home page, so you can go here, log in, enter the details that were there. The students get an option to download the form, the application form that they have filled. Towards the end of the form, they have to sign it, and then that form goes in the document checklist. So as they have given in the first point,
The same
printed and
application
duly.
form
Correct.
needs to be duly signed with a passport size photo also needs to be put on that.
So that's not mandatory for the student to put it separately, because in the form we have
We've already uploaded
attached
it. Great.
a photo.
Yeah.
Then the APS fee transfer receipt is there, the screenshot that the student has taken.
Now all the documents that are there.
Yes.
And what's the student authorization letter?
Right. So there's a consent form which is given on the website of APS, which has to be mandatorily submitted along with the documents. So this particular form has to be manually taken out and filled.
In the description, we'll put the link both to the student authorization letter
Correct.
as well as to the checklist document so that you can have easy access to that.
Right.
Great. Okay, so all of this is there. So I need to print out all of this, put it in an envelope, and then courier it to somebody.
Yes. So how it's going to work is that the printouts that you're taking out has to be colored or black and white, but we recommend that colored looks more presentable.
Okay.
So you can give the documents in colored copies.
दोस्तों पैसे मत बचाना, colored printouts are preferred as per Riya ma'am, so do that. Yeah.
Yes, all these documents will be sent in a sealed envelope to the APS
Okay.
office.
Right.
The documents does not have to be stapled or pasted because they don't accept the documents. So like paper clip is fine.
Okay.
In that
So
case.
don't staple, do not paste any document, do not use any glue, put the documents just as is.
Yes.
And where do we courier it to?
So there's a specific address that is given on the page of the APS itself. So this is the address wherein you could go and courier the documents.
So we're gonna put the address as well as is into the description of the
Yes.
video. And it's also there on the home where you will have the contact us
Yes.
page. This is where you courier it to. On the envelope,
Yes.
what are some of the details that I must write?
So generally the student can mention his or her email ID, the phone number, the name. And there's a unique token number when the student will log in into the portal. There's a token number which comes, which student can add there.
As can mention as
Yes.
per their ID sort of for with
Correct,
the APS.
correct. They can do that.
All right. So I have done the online application. I have printed that out, signed it, collected all the documents as per
Yes.
checklist, and couriered it to our friends at the Academic Evaluation Center in Delhi. Now, how much time does it take for us to get the APS?
So the standard time, though they claim it's 4 weeks, but sometimes it takes longer than that. So students generally have to wait at least for 2 to 2.5 months to get the APS.
2 to 2.5 months. I think that is where it all breaks down.
Yes.
It's such a long process and you can't apply without it.
Yes.
So in most public universities, they will ask for the APS certificate. So guys, if you're looking to go in Germany, start the APS process early
Correct.
so that you are able to make it in time. What does an APS certificate look like? Do we have an example for the students?
Yes, we have example for the students. So this is how an APS certificate would look like.
All right, so this is all in German stuff. It talks about the details of the students,
Yes.
the university and everything. Interestingly, it's also, sort of certifies your English score. It says IELTS 8.
Yes.
So it's important. It's not just 10, 12, but it's also your degree of your undergrad and your language score. So it's overall academic evaluation. And where is the APS ID, which we talk about?
So this is the unique APS ID. This unique APS ID is used when the students are booking the visa slot.
Multiple steps are there. We
Yes.
need to be very careful, especially because the decision comes in 2 months. If it's going to take that long and you go wrong in the process, God forbid, you're going to miss your intake for sure. So thanks, Riya, so much today for giving absolute clarity step by step on how to go through the APS process and how to get your APS certificate. And I hope all of you enjoyed it, learned from it, and now you are ready to get your APS in time and without error. So guys, if you like this video, subscribe to our channel. We are coming soon with a whole series on how to apply for your Germany student visa, and stay in touch. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share with all your friends who are looking to go study in Germany. And that's it for today. Thanks, Riya, for joining us, and see you again on Study Abroad with Piyush.
Please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
We also made a short on which universities, the H+, H-, H++ category. We had made a short on this. And we can link that also in the I button.